I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Let's go. I put that time in. My pride is out the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back, now break away. I'm about to bring it. I ain't never backing down. Took a step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this crown. I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down. Took a step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this crown. See the town, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah. Hop out and I'm steaming, ride around and I'm dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody can stop me. Hit it, I'm on goal, fending all you foes. Once I'm on the road, I'm knocking out of the door. I got the range, if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me rookie, run up on me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I ain't never backing down, took a step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this crown. I'ma go all of the round. I ain't never backing down, took a step up to the plate. For my city, for my town, I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this crown.
And we are live. I just have to check if the audio was all good. Maybe it's all good on your guys' side. You can let me know. But I'm just gonna double check. Here we go. As you can see, I have kind of put together my new thumbnail. So as you can see, I just grabbed images from the internet and just shoved it into a thingy. Just so I can plan, you know, the composition of the thumbnail itself. Obviously, we're gonna work on that. I think I'm going to use this that I've already done because it looks really well polished, looks good. I think I'm gonna add that in the thumbnail, I think, and then this is just stand-ins for where I want the other characters to be and kind of the poses I want them to have. So yeah, so that's that. And then we're gonna sort that out. So we're just gonna chill today and just draw. And we're gonna go over basically what's happened so far for the Webtoon contest. For basically the first stage, I guess you can call it, has ended, right? So I mean, so we're gonna see what's going on there. I just have to double check. Wait, what's this? Oh, that's something else. I just have to double check like what exactly they're saying for the next phase or something like that. Because I can't remember exactly what they said. Hold on, let me just do this quick. Let me just test this out. Okay, the stream is running well. This is a good thing. This is why we have two PCs. I can double check my shiznit. Okay, that's all fine, all good in the hood. So the stream's going good, everything is fine, and we can continue. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the contest. Yeah, I just want to go through exactly what's gonna happen now for the next phase, because remember, this is the first phase, right, of all the other comics, and obviously people not following the rules. I don't know why, like I don't know if maybe they weren't that serious about entering the contest, because some of them, like, you know, for most epic, like, you're supposed to have like about 40 panels. You need to upload 3 episodes, you know, at the very least. I don't think that, and that's why I need to read this, because I'm not sure if I can continue my series still, and then when the next phase starts, will I then continue will I then start to create the next 2 episodes, because in the following phase you have to create 2 more episodes, 40 panels, specifically for the most epic category. So if I make it through the first stage, I get shortlisted, I'm in the shortlist, you know what I mean? Like, how does that work? So that's something that I have to look into, because I think I might be potentially able to get shortlisted. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've been looking through the entries, and there's some good ones, but there are some, like, most of them, if not at least 60% of them, aren't gonna make it, guys. I can see that already. And I think that 60%, if I'm not mistaken, is the ones who didn't follow the rules. So like, they might just get DQ'd, because obviously they didn't have enough panels, or they didn't follow the 3 episode, you know, you have to obviously submit 3 episodes. They didn't follow that, so like that type of stuff. And also, like, this is the most epic category, and like there's like stuff like there's like copyrighted stuff in here, and then there's also like BL and like romance stuff, which is like, okay, which is fine, but it's just, I don't think it's gonna fly for the most epic if I was judging it. That's like based on action, most epic stuff. Like, I don't think it would fly in this category, but okay, I'm not the judge, you know. Maybe Webtoon's like, hey, we like it, you know what I mean? So, but by the criteria, I feel like, I don't know if it would make it, but then again, I'm not the judge. But yeah, like I said, I think even just looking at it from my unbiased perspective, just looking at it from basically the criteria that they basically gave us, I think 60% of the people here aren't just, they just automatically gonna be DQ'd or eliminated or whatever, right? And then the last 40% is actually where it gets a bit tricky, because there's actually some really good entries in that last 40% that I think can take it. But obviously I'm gonna be going through this. We're gonna be doing a video coming soon on my channel, where me, I think Yuning, Hobbish and Skits, we're gonna be all kind of doing our predictions for each category. Obviously I have most epic, so I'm going through all of the entries and seeing exactly which ones I like and which ones I would shortlist for most epic. And Hobbish will make her predictions for, I think she's doing most gripping, and Yuning will be most feels, and Skits will do, I think Skits will do most laughs, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, that's basically, or is, yeah, I think that's the categories, right? And we're gonna basically just predict exactly who we think is gonna make it out of here, who's gonna win, and yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that. I just want to see what the hell is going on here. Oh yeah, and for those of you who haven't read my comic yet, I should actually I'm gonna put a link. For those of you who haven't actually read my entry yet and you would like to, let me put a link up for you guys, because sometimes you guys ask me and I just don't do it. I don't make it as easy or accessible for you guys. So it is. Let me just get a copy. I also just want to test the chat section to see if it follows up on OBS. Yes, it does. Cool. I just wanted to check if that's still working. So okay, we're fine. We're gonna move on. We're really 11 minutes in. So when I say basically, I basically say the contest is basically not done. It's not actually done because we haven't gotten the results. So we're still in this, guys. We still have time. our judges will, it says here, let me pull up this for you guys. So here it says our judges will evaluate the entries during the judging period from March 15th, right, and then till March 16th to June 23rd. So we have till June 23rd. Say today is the 17th, right? So from now till the 23rd, right? That's the longest time for them to evaluate. So I hope they're gonna go through all the. Well, they don't actually have to go through all the entries because watch this, guys. Like if I was like judging the contest, right? It doesn't matter actually. It doesn't actually matter by what criteria they go by, because I mean, if you go to most views, like this is in the most views, and I've seen this comic before. I don't know if you guys remember this comic from the previous stream, Red World in quotation marks. But they are in the most viewed. They also in like the most likes as well. And I've noticed something, that they have obviously 17 chapters. So as you can see here, they've been posting throughout this period, right? As you can see, they've been posting throughout the period here, and some multiple ones on one day, and I'm thinking they did this on multiple times, like different times of the day, so their work can be seen, and that's a smart strategy. However, why can't I go back? Fuck, Webtoon. Yeah, I can't go back. Okay, I'm gonna keep this tab open because Webtoon, the navigation just is not it. Can I duplicate this, please? Yes. Okay, so then yeah. Okay, so from what I'm seeing here, okay, we will. So altogether, there's like about, jeez, how much entries is that? Oh shit! Pull up a page. I only care about the most epic, really. I don't care about the other stuff because this is the category I entered, right? So for most epic, there's 67. Let me just double check here. 67. All right. On the last one, there's scrolling. 5 plus 3. Hey, there's Sean's entry as well. 5 plus 3. Okay, that's about 8 here. So we only count from 66. Okay, then we add 8. So okay, I get it. Okay, so we're gonna go back to 1. Go back to 1 for me, please. Yes. 5, 10, 15, 20. So 20 times 66. So 20 times 66 plus 8. That's how much entries are here in the most epic, which is 1,328. Okay, that's the exact number of entries here, right? Like I said, 60% of these ones aren't gonna make it. I'm sorry, that's just how it is, man. Because, and this is why, if we go in here, I think it's most viewed, right? Most viewed. And you'll see, I think if you go all the way to the back end of this, right? Like this entry right here. It looks like, oh, this is a cool entry. You go in here, right? You go in this entry. And you'll see, well, whatever. You'll see there's only, like, this counts as technically maybe 2 panels. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yo, what up? Hey, man, welcome. 19, 20, 21. Right? 22, 20. Oh, this actually looks like a... No, it wasn't this comic. It was another one. This is actually a pretty decent one. It's actually one of the ones that I'll put high up on my list of things when I'm judging it. where is it now? There's one comic that's just like, it's like 12 panels per episode, which is like, yeah, that's not gonna work, you know what I mean? That's immediate disqualification, actually. Okay. So, let me just double check here. Right. I don't know which one it was, actually. So much entries. And this one, you see, it's kind of... I don't know if this one will pass either. I mean, there's only one episode there. So that one is immediately disqualified. Like, I don't even think Webtoon will look at that one, really. Because it's not 3 episodes. So they don't actually have an obligation to check it. Because you're technically already disqualified. They might consider you for future stuff, but... as for the contest, you will be immediately disqualified. So that's the criteria I will be judging by when I pick my entries for, like, my prediction for who's gonna win this contest, right? Sean's entry right here, I mean, this guy has 4 episodes. I only read one of it. I think I read it on stream, and it was actually pretty fun. So did I not sub? I should sub to Sean. He might actually be in the shortlist. I ain't gonna lie. Sean might be in there. Why is Webtoon not allowing me to... Am I not logged in? Why am I logged out? I logged in. Fuck. Swear to God, Webtoon. Fix your shit, please. Anyway. It says log in, but I am logged in. Like, what? I logged in, like... what? I logged in, like, so much times. Why do I have to log... There we go. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Back. This. By the way, this UI setup ain't it. Webtoon needs to sort their contest UI shit out. Anyway, we have about over 1,000 entries here. 1,328 to be exact. For the most epic. What's the other ones? Look, most feels probably has the most, right? Oh, 51. Not actually that much here. Post gripping. 38. 35. What? So my category is actually the most stacked, really. Which is interesting. Right? And yeah, I mean, like, look, I don't care that much about BL stuff, and I don't mind if people do, like, but like, what does this have to do with most epic? Like, to be honest with you, like, if I was if I was critiquing, like, if I was really evaluating, as Webtoon is saying, like, I would question that. I would be like, okay, so that is your pulling point toward your comic. Like, it's not actually the epicness of the comic that's pulling. Like, this looks like a badass comic though. This I think is one of the ones on my list to read because it looks so cool. They have so much episodes, by the way. So yeah, that's another thing. And then I just want to check something because obviously this is the first phase, right? Submission period, yada yada yada. Right? Up to 10 standout titles for each category will be selected. Total 40 shortlisted titles, and each of the titles will submit 2 additional episodes minimum. Now this is what I want to know from this sentence right here, because like we're in the initial submission period, right? We're in the initial submission period, right? And up to 10 outstanding titles. So I just want to see something. So up to 10 outstanding titles for each category will be selected for the total 40 shortlisted titles, and each of these titles will be submitted an additional 2 episodes minimum. So 4 episodes minimum for most laughs. Okay, for the next stage of judging to determine winners across the contest stages. Submission additional episodes are scheduled to open. Yeah, they're saying are scheduled to open at June 23rd, July 14th. So this is what I want to know is me too. I should have kept the duplicate. Okay. I want to know for the people who've submitted multiple, like more than 3 episodes, like those episodes might not actually count towards the additional episodes, right? So so from the beginning, or I mean, you can actually just work on the episode and not upload it, which is what I'm gonna do, by the way. This is my strategy, is I'm gonna do my 2 additional episodes, but I'm not going to upload it. By the way, I should turn up this light. I think that's much better, actually. That might be much better. I was wondering why the lighting was so weird. Yeah, the lighting should be much better now. But anyway, I was like saying this, like for that submission period, this is my strategy, is I'm gonna create 2 additional episodes, but I'm not going to upload it, right? I'm gonna keep it until this period, until I know whether or not I've been shortlisted or not. If I know, okay, I haven't been shortlisted, I'm gonna post them. You know what I mean? And technically I will have a 2 episode buffer. But I'm gonna create more episodes. You know, I'm gonna work on it as if like I'm uploading every week. I'm just not gonna upload the episodes until this period is done, and I know, okay, I haven't been shortlisted, or if I have been shortlisted, then obviously I'll post the episodes. But that is something that's interesting right there, because people are working on multiple episodes, right? And I wonder in this period, this time, if Webtoon will actually account for the multiple episodes. Like, will they, like, how would that skew the judgment, or how would that impact their judgment on like the episodes as well? That's also another thing that I want to. What the hell is this? You see, you get stuff like this. Like, what is this? Poor kid. This is just like someone's art. You know, I shouldn't be too harsh. This could have been just some kid. You know what I mean? And they uploaded 3 episodes. And let me see. Looks like they followed the criteria. Just yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if you'll win. But yeah, I mean, interesting though. But might be a badass story. Might be a badass story, and Webtoon might be like, oh shit, that's actually a cool story. We just need like proper artists on there, and then they can be a writer or like a director of some sort. Oh shit, I remember this entry. The Taku. This is actually a cool entry. This might actually be up there in entries that might win. But look how little views there and likes they have, man. This is what I've noticed. There's like this trend. Like the shitty comics get all the views and all the likes. But the comics that you can clearly see, like these are actually really good. Oh, you're not gonna make it, man. You're not gonna make it. Sorry, man. You kind of out, huh? Oh, you only uploaded prologue. Oh my god, you out. You out the tournament. You out. You out. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of. You see what I'm saying? Like most of the stuff that I've clicked on, these people will be disqualified already because they haven't met the criteria. They just haven't met the criteria. Like it doesn't matter how good your episode is. Webtoon might actually hit you up after the contest. Maybe they're interested in your work. But contest-wise, you out. What's this? 1 episode? You out, bro. And that's how I'm basically going to be checking these episodes when I do my review on like who do I predict will win the most epic, right? But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I do want to read through more of the Webtoon stuff. It's pretty interesting. I will actually have to read through this because I want to know more so about these different scheduling periods. So I want to know. Yeah, I think it's just mostly. I think I'll just have to work on the episodes and then keep it just stored away for when that happens, and then yeah, we do it. Okay, anyway, let's get back to what we came here to do. That was like a whole 26 minutes of me explaining that shit. But I just feel like it's interesting, you know. It's like kind of the aftermath of the contest, you know. And I'm just interested to see how it's gonna play out. It's not actually a lot of entries, since it is all categorized. It's like all categorized. So 1,000 entries, like over 1,000 entries for most epic, is pretty low. And with most feels, most gripping, and most laughs, they only have like what? Like around, if I 35, let's do 38 actually, because I saw some 38 times 20. Oh, sorry, 38 times 20 is 7. They barely have 750 entries. So altogether, 750. If you add it up, the people who entered, you know, overall the contest, but you can say about, okay, let's say 760 plus 760 plus, what is it, 1328. Fuck, that's actually, wait, hold on, I press times, hold on. 1328 plus 760 plus 760. I mean, you can say it's about over 3,000. You can say it's around 3,300-ish people into the contest, which isn't actually that much. 3,000, yeah, 3,000, actually 3,500-ish. So you can say like 3.5k people into the, okay, 3,500 basically is what I'm saying. Like around that number is how much people entered the contest, like overall, which is interesting. Man, that just gives me more chance to win, man. It's like less people. But a lot of people kind of chickened out at the end, you know. So yeah, shortlist. Yeah, the shortlist is only gonna be there on that date. Overview. Let me have a look at the overview again. I just want to see something. There's something that I still want to check before we go any further here. So let me get out. Figure out how much. Oh yeah, so it's 10 for each. Man, I hope I make that 10. You know what I mean? And there's the, yeah, okay. So we have from June to July to, whoa, how much days is that, by the way? June 23rd. From June 23rd to June 14th, you have 1, 2, 3. You have about 3 weeks to create 2 episodes. Although you could have created them in advance and then just upload him within that period, like you did with this contest as well. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to create it within that time period. Which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create the next few episodes now, and then just hold on to them until the next stage. so we have our kind of, this is the idea here. Alright. It's kind of the idea of the characters. Yeah. And this is the position I want. Wonder if I should add the effects I added for him as well. You know, this cool effect here. I think I can make the same effect here again. I do obviously want to adjust it a bit. Oh, I'm wondering if I should do a completely new pose. I feel like this pose fits pretty well. But I think for my... Unfortunately, I can't change it now. I should have just made a thumbnail with like his face. You know what I mean? But guess not. Don't have time to change it now. I think the thumbnail that I have there is fine. Okay, but just bump the music. I'm sure the music is just about right. Just bring it down to my headset. Okay. Let me see. I like this pose, but I feel like I want to do something new. And I got my perfect reference here is Brock Lesnar right here. Here we go. Because my guy's yoked. He's yoked, and this is a cool pose. I feel I might actually adjust his arms a bit, but I like this pose. I don't know about the yelling part here. We might actually change that, you know. Maybe I do like his head here, but then I don't know about that pose. Let's actually check if we can find a much cooler pose. I always check like I always take my reference from game covers. Because game covers have like the best, you know, references. Damn, look at that one. It's pretty cool. Kind of looking for reference here. It is Brock again. That's a cool pose though. I feel like that pose that Brock has there will work. Is there maybe another... Is that the SummerSlam poster? Oh yeah. I think I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna steal that SummerSlam poster one. Damn, look at that. That's a cool poster right there. It's like a woman's. It's pretty cool. I mean, WWE posters go hard, guys. I don't understand. Like, it's just so good. And the game covers also really fucking amazing. I think I want this one. No, I want that pose. Can I download this? I like that pose right there. Okay. I do like the Eddie Guerrero. I wonder how Eddie Guerrero's one will. Let's bring it in for reference. I like this pose as well. I'm thinking it might just fit in pretty well. My character has the same body type basically, so a similar body type. I just know how it would fit. I'll chop it out and we'll see. The Brock Lesnar one's alright, but let's see how that one fits. And then the SummerSlam one. Just check how this baby looks. Pretty cool. I want that Brock Lesnar right there. I want old Brock man. Right here. The old Brock man. That's right. Take that bad boy. This is how you steal like a pro, guys. Yeah, that guy. Eddie Guerrero. It's a really cool pose. So let's take this guy up. Kinda really like this pose. This is actually the character's winning pose in episode 3, which I think fits perfectly. Wow, which means I kind of drew it already, but I feel like I want to redraw it like in a more detailed type of way. Because obviously when I did it in the comic, I did it pretty quickly. And for the covers, you want to spend a bit more time on it. You want it to look real good. He's leaning to that side a bit more. So this might actually change the composition a bit. So then... the Ryu can still stay there. She just has to be around about here-ish. And then the Ryu, maybe we move him. She's in the bay. It's around about there. Maybe we shrink it down a bit. Yeah, we bring the Ryu forward and we put her in the back a bit. Yeah, the Ryu, the guy with the who's gonna be in the Ryu Hadouken pose is gonna be more important anyway. So we get him in there. Oh yeah, this is actually looking pretty good. I think this is gonna work much better. I think that's the one. That could work this way. Or we add the Brock Lesnar this pose in the middle, right? And then we do our special effects and stuff. It could actually look real good, right? So let me just focus in on Brock here so we can actually get a good look at what that will look like. Yeah, this is how I plan my thumbnails, by the way. This is how I do it. I don't know if anyone else does it like this, but this is how I do it. It's just easier than like rough sketching. Just grab what's already out there, you know. There's people posing everywhere. Just grab the pose, throw it in there. You know, I already know what I want. You know, the guy is a wrestler, the main character, so just get a reference for a wrestler type character. Chuck him in there. Right, obviously Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar's a big old jack boy. Big old Jackie Jack. Right. Will this work better? Is the question. This might work better. Let's see. We shot Brock here. Got 80. I just like the more simpler pose of that Brock's doing here. And we just have to move this way a bit. Actually, you can bring it down a bit. That's right. It actually fits in pretty well here. This guy's already kind of is out of line here. That's fine. I think she can get more space here in the back. She can take up more space. She can take up a bit more space. I think this can work. I think this is the one, guys. I think this is the one. Okay. This is the one. You got it. Now. Just bring it down a bit. Just bring this down a bit. And we can hide that. Rock down a bit. Down about here. I think we do one at a time. Let's do obviously the character in front first. Just Brock. Just get his pose quick. This also helps with the mental library, like if you break the pose down. Know what I mean? You break it down before you kind of go in there. I don't know about Brock has this like, you know what I mean? He's like neck is like non-existent, whereas my guy kind of does have a neck. You know what I mean? Like Brock's so yoked that like his neck just doesn't exist anymore. Could just be his posture and how he's standing. But yeah, my guy still kind of has a neck. He's jacked still, but he has his neck, you know. My guy actually might be more jacked, to be honest with you. This guy's fucking shoulders are gonna bulge out here. So we're gonna just line this neck up with the chest part. The center of the body should be here, so that means the neck is gonna kind of twist a bit, yeah. Okay. We have the shoulder area here. Don't have to go in detail as much, I just want the shape really. Just want the shape. And this is how you get your proportions correct as well. If you have a good like a reference, you know what I mean, you don't have to actually, you could actually, you know, do your own you know what I mean, I could like just turn this off and like do my own thing here, but it's actually just much easier to do this way, you know what I mean. It's less thinking, you get the shapes, it's not like anything crazy here, you know. I get the shapes, you kind of get the gist of what you want here. Hey man, you do what you can. If it works, it works. As long as you're learning along the way, you know. Like, kind of figuring out the shape here as I'm going along. figuring it out here. Can't really see his hand, but it's fine. I'll put my own hands in here. It's a good angle right there. His hands is obviously a bit more puffier here because he's wearing gloves, so you have to be wary of that when you're like getting the shapes. My guy is like a pen subtle here. Can't really see what his legs look like here, so we're just going to do our own thing. So it's probably like around about here. Pretty good. Yeah, it's good shape. I've got to lower his brow till here though. Just lower his eyebrow a bit. Like around about here. His nose is about here, mouth is gonna be about here. Okay, we have the basic shape piece. No, it's just like that. I don't like, obviously, so I can just adjust that when I go along. Because his neck is obviously not lining up there, but it's fine. We can go in there and clean it up as much as we want. Just want a rough shape of where everything is, so we can do our thing. I think I'll make this different color, make it blue. But do I? Now we can make it red. We can go red as well. I'm gonna do each one individually. Turn off the block one. This one, I just want to see, because I did something similar to this over here. So I wonder if I can just take, see? So I wonder if I can just take this, put it there. Wonder. Nah, I think I'll do a completely new one, because this one's gonna be much more detailed. So I think we do a completely new one. You know what I mean? So we get his head in here. Right. Have his eyes. His head comes about down here, his nose, mouth, back area. So I have to take into account where his clothes is at as well. His back is around about, it's kind of curving out obviously, so something like that. Over here. Can't really see what his hands is doing. I think I just have to also keep in mind that these Street Fighter characters are stylized, so their hands will look much bigger than the normal hand. So his hand would actually be something like this. Something like that. And then, yeah, obviously shoulder be over here somewhere. I would be somewhere over there. Yeah. Again, you just have to take into account his hands are stylized. So his thumb would be around about here. Here. Yeah, basically we have enough. Okay, that can work. I just want to also do this. Just to make things easier and focus on each character. Yeah, okay, got it. We're gonna do the same for him. Just adding a white layer behind everything so that it's easier to keep track of the characters. Birch. Then I think we do the last one. Gonna name my layers here, you know. You gotta name your layers. I think the last one's this Chun-Li chick posing here in the back. I say Chun-Li chick, but she looks nothing like Chun-Li. But I do like the pose here, so that's what I'm gonna take. In a way, I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar though. She also has like a very Tai Chi looking type of fighting style. Let's see the shape here. Something like that. Obviously, Chun-Li is stylized, so she has a bit of a few caricatures to herself. For example, like a thick ass thighs, you know. So we just have to keep that into account when doing this. They don't look that bad here though, like they don't look like too overly, you know what I mean? a leg would be. Can't obviously see. So you know, shoulder is the foot. I gotta go be careful of a puffy outfit. It's obviously gonna misguide me, yeah. So the shoulders. This is the hand. You'll obviously just adjust the fingies. The hand is stylized, so it is a bit bigger than usual. Oh wait, this girl has I can't remember what she looks like. It should actually be episode with her in there. But she also has like the spiky wrist things. Yeah, she does. She does have a spiky wrist thing. So I mean, you can even use that as a reference for where the spiky wrist things are gonna be. It's just hers on. I feel like Chinese is much bigger though. Something like that. And then obviously her forearm. I have to adjust this. I don't even know if I want to put this hand here. So I'm thinking style wise, like how would the character even do this type of pose? Okay, so they do have similar fighting styles. I'll just change it later if I don't like it. It's a fist. These gauntlets over here. But yeah, so far the contest has been going well though. Got a lot done. I have a new comic going on now that I really like doing. And this time I'm gonna continue this comic until it's done. There's still the other comics will have to wait. I think I do want to finish this one actually. It's also not really that long of a comic. I'm gonna have to adjust maybe posing a bit. Maybe I'll make this arm a bit shorter. Okay, we'll see. For now, we have the pose. Ah, there we go. So we don't actually see her legs, which is cool. So I don't have to worry that much about that section. Okay. It's actually looking good. His hair is gonna come. His hair might get in the way. His hair's actually gonna go this way though. So it might be fine. Okay. I think that's gonna work. Alright, let's work on this guy. Do the details here. Yeah, let's first focus on him. So, where are we gonna start? Start here with the head details. Damn, it's been an hour already. It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna put his ears in. I think. Let me just do his face first. Goes nose. Yeah, there's actually a scene that I was thinking about for the comic, for the next episode, which is actually gonna be I don't know if you can call it BL like, but it's gonna be pretty weird. It's like Orochimaru like weirdness happening in that scene, so it's gonna be interesting. And then there was like one of the characters in the comic, like, actually thought of a cool way kind of do stuff with them. Like I didn't know exactly where this character was gonna go, but now I have an idea. And Yuning saw, like, she read my comic on the stream, and then she saw like I put like 128 entries in the tournament in the comic, and she thought I was gonna draw all of them, which is like not actually what I'm gonna do. Like I'm not gonna make 128 characters, you know what I mean? Like a lot of them, most of them are not gonna be even shown really in the tournament because they kind of fodder, but they're just there for, obviously, for the tournament to look big. But obviously like 30 of those entries, 30 of those entrants into the tournament, you know, they will be like the main ish like they will be the characters that kind of stand out the most. The rest of the participants will be like, you won't even see them, you'll just hear about their names in the bracket or whatever, but they will be long gone. You won't even see them really. So yeah, it's not 128 people that are like characters that I have to actually figure out and draw. It's more so like 30 characters, I guess. Obviously some of them are going to be kind of like fodder for the main cast, so I just have to, I don't really have to go into their designs as much as like anyone who's supposedly like any of the other Indians. I think in the first few episodes you actually do see I think you see, I mean there are three characters besides obviously the two from the main fight, the announcer and Sozin Ryokin, which is the chairman of the tournament. Besides them, there is a few other characters that you kind of get glimpses of. Those are also people who have entered the tournament itself, so there are entrants that have been shown already, and those are kind of more important than any of the other ones, so that's why I showed them, obviously, because they're gonna have a bigger impact than most of the other characters, obviously, hence why I showed them. His eyes are too big. So those entrants, I mean, I think this is how I'm thinking of doing the next episode. Is either we're gonna open on continuing from where we stopped with Alex, like what exactly is gonna happen with him, or we're gonna go into back to the tournament, and I'm gonna kind of like move from there. There's a lot of ways I can write this, so I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to do this. Yeah, it's the cool thing is, that's another thing that I thought of doing. Like, you let me know if you guys, what do you guys think about this idea? But there's in the diner, there is cameos from Boya and Yuning. There will be a cameo, I think, from I think Toy will be in there as well. So I just thought it'll be funny. So there will be like these cameos in the diner, and I thought like in future it'll be cool to do like a slice of life, like diner, a story with these characters. And the way I wanted to do it is like these characters are just normal characters every day, you know, just working at this diner. And obviously like things happen in the city, because for those of you who don't know, all my comics are within one universe. So like there's always like crazy stuff happening in this exact, like it's the same city really. And so like this diner is kind of the center of like a lot of my comics, and I thought it would be cool to create a like slice of life type of these guys working in a diner, and basically everything else is happening around them. So for instance, with Kill All Heroes, you know, there's a bunch of heroes and villains fighting it out throughout the city, and these people are in the diner, and it kind of shows their perspective, from their perspective, like what exactly, like how they just go through, you know, working at this diner. Meanwhile, like all this crazy shit's happening in the city, and they have to navigate that. So that's what I thought of would be cool. It's like a slice of life comic if I ever plan to do one. So I have that in the vault to go whenever I decide to work on it. And obviously the main characters are Yuning, Toy, Boya, and I think even Jess. I'll put Jess in there, and Skits. I think that will be a really cool gang of crazies, you know. And just make them go ham in there. Maybe I'll put Elias in there as like an old shopkeeper or something. I think that would be cool. Maybe I will add basically my homies from Discord, like in the like sprinkled throughout this comic. Like maybe like Fee can be like a bike messenger or something, and he like stops by the diner. You know what I mean? Like all that type of stuff. And then meanwhile, like all this other crazy stuff is happening in my universe with like the Kill Hero stuff. Contest is over, but the grind ain't over. Sub chain, say Talt. Yeah. The contest isn't actually over. Like if, like I said, like there's a possibility I could get shortlisted. So you know what I mean? I'm still pumping. I'm gonna be pumping out my next 2 episodes just in case I get shortlisted. Then I have 2 in the vault ready to go. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna do. But also, if I don't get shortlisted, then I'm still gonna pump it out anyway, because you know what I mean. Then I can. I'll just pump it out anyway because it's done anyway. You know. That's smart. Yeah. Like I said, like I've looked through most of the like entries. Well, I've skimmed through some of them, and from what I've seen, a lot of the people is gonna get disqualified, and their entries are not gonna be valid. So there's a high possibility I could be, you know, in that shortlisted spot. And I'm surprised, like I said, like most Epic has the most entries. So uh, I think we have most Epic almost has double the entries of the others. So that's crazy. I never thought most Epic would have that much. Although most Epic is pretty broad, I guess, of a term. So I guess that makes sense. What do I do? Oh, there we go. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how things turn out. Like I have no idea how you're gonna pick shortlisted. I don't know how sorry, can't see. I have no idea how they're gonna pick shortlist. Wouldn't want to be the judges, yeah. Well, it all depends, you know what I mean? It depends on what do they consider as most epic, right? What do they consider as most gripping? And I've been playing toward the judges in a way because we know who the judges are gonna be. I've seen their comics, so I know what they want. For example, one of the judges are the author of Ordeal, which is kind of like a UFC type comic, but with powers, right? And obviously, my comic is a tournament-based comic, you know. So I've kind of played to them, you know, because they consider that most epic. So I am kind of playing towards that, right? Then we have Unordinary, you know, she, I think that's, I can't remember her name, Uru-chan or something. I think it's Uru-chan, right? She is the other judge, which I've read through her comic as well, which is Unordinary, which also has to do with superpowers, although it's not, there is somewhat of a tournament basis in there, but it's more so a high school filled with like powered up kids, you know. And I kind of played to that by because her comic has to do with power levels, and whoever has the highest power levels on top, basically that's kind of their thing. And so there's some sort of hierarchy within that universe. In my universe, same thing with this comic. So I kind of play towards that because in here, whoever's the more proficient within, you know, this power called Kai, like they are seen as the top of the food chain. They're seen, so it's like they're seen as the tippity top, and in society, the one who has the highest Kai is the one who obviously runs shit, right? So this is kind of how I play towards the judges. I've studied the judges, you know, at least the ones they mentioned. I don't know if it's hidden judges, you know, but this is kind of how I went about doing it. So hopefully it works. Hopefully, you know, the strategy is sound. So we'll see. We'll see what they say, you know. I'll be shocked if I actually get shortlisted. I will be actually surprised. I won't lie, because my history with Webtoon, you know, and them always, you know, being I don't know what it is about them, but yeah, I should have looked into the comedy judges. Yeah, well, just because I did all that work doesn't mean I'm actually gonna win. Although I am aiming to win. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I did the best I could. You know what I'm saying? So if it works, it works. We're gonna find out when they make the announcements. You know, it could be for nothing. It could work. We never know. We never know, but we always stay prepared. And these are strategies that I think I'll make a video on, like how I like strategized, how I went about the contest. I'll make a video about it. Even if I don't get shortlisted or don't win, you know, anything that's fine. I'll still put it out there because it might be valuable information for whoever plans to enter the next contest, and it might help them. So we'll put it out there, see what happens. Might help someone. But yeah, I thought about, like right now, I thought about a cool idea for, like, you know, like a slice of life comic. Because I was talking about this, I don't know if you were here at all, but I was talking about within my universe there's this diner, and everything happens at the diner. The diner in my comic, everything happens there within all my comics. Like, it's because my comics are all happen in one universe, so like there's always this one diner that's just always in the comics, right? And this is where all the shit happens. And so I thought it would be cool to do like a slice of life comic where, you know, it just kind of revolves around the diner and the people working at the diner while all the shit in my universe is happening, right? So kind of like there's this little diner, and then like Avengers, you know, end game level shit's happening in the city. Meanwhile, there's this diner, people trying to get, they're serving their food, you know, and explosions happening in the background. Shit's like buildings are toppling over, but you know, there's this diner that's like just doing their thing, you know, and basically, it's basically them trying to navigate all this crazy shit that's happening in the city while they trying to live the normal, you know, 9-to-5 life. I thought that would be funny. That is something I have in the bag for another comic. If I ever plan to do a slice of life comic, that's gonna be the one. That's gonna be the comic. And obviously the main characters are Yuning, Toir, Boya, there's Skits and Jess. Those are the 5 characters in the diner. And I thought it would be funny to make it on, I feel like, yeah, it's cool to base it off those guys. And I thought about adding, like, I thought about adding all the Discord members, like, so like Elias would be there, but he would be maybe like, you know, an old man that has like his own little corner shop across from them. And then like, and then maybe we add you in then, Tolt. I don't know what you're gonna do, but you know, maybe something will come to me. We add Fee in there. I thought Fee would be a cool like bike messenger or something, and then I'll just come up with like stuff like that. I thought I saw Boya best chef in the time. You know, well, Boya only makes law-wise, she only makes the drinks. Okay, Yuning has assigned her with the drinks only. Yuning actually makes all the food, surprisingly. Does she? No, actually, this is something that came to mind. I thought Toyer can be the chef, right? He just chefs everything up in the kitchen. Yuning's the one who manages the till because she likes money so much, and so I thought that would be cool. Obviously Skits, you know, he's good with people, so he's like the waiter, hands them their food and shit. And then Jess is the, I don't know what the hell she's gonna be. She's gonna be the overseer because she's kind of bossy, so we're gonna put her as like some sort of supervisor role. I mean, I think 5 people running a diner is fine. A diner is oh, actually Jess can also be chef. She can also be co-chef with Toy. I feel like because Jess can also cook. I don't know why I said Jeff. Getting my F's and S's like mixed for some reason. So that'd be cool. 2 chefs. Skits doing waiter shit. Boya on the she's kind of like a what do you call that, a barista, right? She makes the drinks, and then Yuning just handles the cash, Mula, and like she just kind of cleans up and shit. I don't know. I will define their roles more once I get to that point. I'm kind of just thinking about it off the top of my head now. But that'll be a cool comic. I think it'll be fun. And it's actually the scene in this comic where I don't know if you've seen the last episode 3. Basically at the end of episode 3, the guy, the chairman meets up with the main character, and you know, the main character doesn't have money to buy him something to eat, and then the chairman obviously cuts him a deal, and he plans to buy food for him, buy him anything at the diner as long as he gives him the information he needs. So the next following scene, carrying on from this, I was gonna have this guy just fucking run through burgers, all types of food, just fucking cleaning out this diner, because this guy is jacked and he eats a lot, right? And then I actually had this scene in my mind where Yuning is just losing his shit because like they kind of short-staffed and Tide is fucking dying, you know, in the kitchen. Jess is on leave, so he's the only one fucking just trying to chef it up in that kitchen. He's almost like, he's like dying, and then Yuning has to help him out in the kitchen, you know, get the food done and orders done and shit. And this guy's just fucking munching away, just cleaning out their diner. They're running out of ingredients. Like, this guy just keeps eating. Yuning is just like losing his shit, and eventually then Boya's like, hey guys, you know, if you need help, I can always help out in the kitchen. And then Yuning just like loses it on Boya, like, fucking, if you touch one pot in that kitchen, Boya, I'm gonna kill you. I want return customers, okay? I want them to come back, not die, okay? Something like that. And obviously Boya gets sad. I thought that would be a cool scene to play out, but we'll see when we get there. Everything is just going nuts in the diner because this guy keeps fucking munching up all the ingredients and shit. So that'll be funny, actually. And then obviously the chairman's like, he pays off like a good chunk of money just for the inconvenience of like this guy fucking munching away all this shit in the diner. And then like I had this the spot where Yuning is like, and you'll never come back to this diner, you banned. And then the chairman's like, oh, sorry for the inconvenience, and he pays her. And then she's like, you know what, as long as you keep paying me, like, you guys can come back anytime. And I thought that would be cool. That would be a cool scene to kind of put together. A cool sequence of events. Uni can only be bribed, yeah. Now after she sees the chairman just drop a stack in her lap, she's gonna be like, oh yeah, actually you guys can come back anytime, you know. You guys can actually just come back anytime, like as long as you keep dropping fat stacks of cash in my lap. This guy's head a bit small. Maybe make it a bit bigger. There we go. So I thought that'll be a fun thing to work on. But that scene is probably coming in the next episode. Actually, there's this other scene. Actually, I don't know. Maybe in the following episode only. Because the next episode, I kind of want to hop back to Alex, which is the guy shoot the giant fireball. I want to actually hop back to, because like I said, you got to check out episode 3. Like, they kidnapped Alex, took him away. And I had this scene which I know Yuning would absolutely bust the nut for. There's a scene where one of those evil guys, right? So he talks about this whole thing about, maybe I shouldn't give away too much. But there's this specific scene where this guy like licks his face that I think Yuning would like. That would be like, he straight up just like licks, like, you know, one of those evil prolonged like tongue sliding from chin to forehead type licks. You know what I mean? So there's one of that happening in the next episode probably, depending if I don't change my mind. But that scene is gonna be in there. And I want to make it as like, what's the word? Like, I want to make it as kind of gross in a way as possible, but also extremely uncomfortable type. That's kind of the feeling I want to create with that scene. Kind of like a very uncomfortable, like gross, like, yeah. Like this, that's hard to unsee type scenes, you know what I mean? And it's not really brutal, it's just like really uncomfortable, and that's kind of the feeling that I want to create there. And we're gonna see, I'm gonna have to watch maybe a movie or something where that specific thing happens. I know in Naruto, Orochimaru does pretty gross things with his tongue, so maybe I watch something like that. Yeah, you just have to look up some reference, you know, what makes it gross, what makes it very uncomfortable, you know what I mean? Especially when it happens to like a woman, I feel like it's even more weirder. So I feel like it's funny if it happens to a really buff guy. I don't know why, it's just funny. It will be fan service for certain crowds. Yeah, it will. But it makes sense for the individual that's doing it though. He's kind of a very out there individual, so I feel like it works for him. Even though he looks pretty stable, he's not. He's completely out there. That's a cool, okay, we're getting somewhere. Yeah, I think this is it. Just put like a white full at the back here. Get a better look at this image. Okay. Looks a bit right. Yeah, that's like one of the scenes I had. So there's that gonna happen. There's a cool fight-ish. There's a cool like ending fight scene with the girl that showed up with the pink hair. think I'll maybe do a really cool, badass, sexy type kick move. That'll be good. So the next episode might just be fan service episode. That might just be it. We have the licking situation happening, and then we have the sexy girl kick thing happening. You know, it's gonna hit two different crowds, two different ways. And then I like to do my episodes in 3 parts. You know, beginning. I like to have the beginning part continue a previous thing that wasn't answered, and then answering kind of what happens there. And there is kind of underlying 3 different things happening within this story. So there's obviously the main tournament in the back. Well, the main tournament's kind of up front, but in the back we then have the Alex situation where it kind of like falls into this whole arc of like this whole Kai arc, people trying to steal Kai, manipulate Kai to take over the world arc happening behind the tournament. And then there's a whole other arc, right, of like this whole other storyline of there's this like big bad guy who's kind of a battle hungry type guy looking for the strongest person out there to fight. So there's like these 2 things happening at the same time. And then you see, I mean, there is like mini, you know, character development ish type stuff, right? So like I think that's what I'm gonna kind of bring up in the next episode. So we're gonna continue the point of what happened to Alex. That's a question we have to answer in the beginning. You know, that's gonna fall into the whole licking scene. And then I think the middle section of the episode is gonna be the girl with the pink hair, her progression through the tournament. And then the last third, we're going to maybe, oh actually let's swap that around. The middle piece, we're gonna take the girl, we're gonna put her in the end of that episode. The middle piece is gonna be the scene where the guy's eating continuously and just annoying Yuning, you know, causing it all ruckus in the diner. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Panel wise, I don't know how I'm gonna split that up. Maybe 20-20-20, or I feel like the leaking scene won't be that much panels though. Like the whole leaking sequence be maybe 10 to 15 panels, like explaining exactly what's happening. Then we're gonna move on to the diner scene. That's gonna be maybe 20-ish panels. So then we have about 35. Then we're gonna have the lady beating up the guy. We're gonna have maybe 10 to 15 episodes there. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Yeah. Yeah, I plan everything in my mind, guys. I don't write scripts and shit. Like this is you seeing live how the process works in my brain. This is how like shit works in my brain, and then I lock it in. Okay, this is what I want to happen. That's what I want to happen. This is what I want to happen, and then that's the episode done. That's the episode done, right? And then that's it. I don't worry about anything else in the future that's about to happen. That is the episode locked down, because I know the ending. I know where I want the comic to end. All we have to do is reach that end goal within the middle section-ish. Whatever happens in the middle, you know what I mean? And I gotta do it within about 50 episodes, I feel. That's how long I actually want to continue this comic. I don't want it to be too long. I just want it to be long enough, really. I'm gonna accomplish that. Hey, until I actually storyboard everything, we won't know. But in my brain, I have the next episode. I have the next episode in my brain. It's right there, and that's where it will stay. I don't know how everyone else does it. Does everyone else like script the episodes and stuff? I don't know How you guys doing? I know Jess, she scripts everything and then puts it into panels and then, you know what I mean? I don't know if she still uses the scripting method or she's using the chainsaw method now, you know what I mean? Probably not fully, maybe like in the middle somewhere. Where is my concept? There we go. Just want some concept art. There we go. Just want to get the look here. Okay. That's what I wanted. Just want to know what his nose looks like. So. Other scripts and many rewrites. Oh damn. See, that's the thing about the way I do it, is because if I feel like rewriting or changing anything, like, because my my ideas are so loose, you know what I mean, like they're very flexible. Like I can just, I feel like, oh, this part I feel like I actually want to interchange with this part, mentally I can just do that quite easily and we can just swap a few things around. And yeah, I mean that's just how it works. I don't know, like writing scripts out, I feel like it's too slow for me of a process. It's a bit too slow, as in like I feel like it's tedious for me. Like I feel like it's just double work when I know exactly what I want. It actually works out. Sometimes it works. Like I'm a fucking genius sometimes. I don't know how it works out, but it does. Like when I go back to my comics like Merchant of Ignatius and even like Kill Heroes, right? It doesn't seem, it seems like it's all over the place at first, but then it starts to unfold like later on as you read, you know, it starts to do its thing. Like, oh shit, okay, this is actually something. And yeah, I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird thing, man. That's just how my brain works. It's just weird like that. And just come up with shit like really quickly on the fly if I need to. Totally understand the double work feeling, yeah. Yeah, I don't like doing double work. If I can, if I don't have to, you know what I mean? Like even with this, even with these roughs, you can see like I did a rough already, and now I'm kind of like doing another rough on top of this rough. Even that, like, it's like, but I feel like for this it's more understandable because this is gonna be like a cover, so like it has to look fucking, you know, pristine and clean. So that's why I don't mind it as much. Don't mind it as much for the covers because it has to look real good. Actually, I can cover this up. Yeah, but I mean, whatever works really. It's yeah. I don't like working on things too long. This is also another thing. Like, I like moving on pretty quickly. I don't like staying on one thing too long. That's why I want to finish this comic, and so I can finish my other comics as well. I can move on from that to maybe the slice of life dino comic I talk about. But there's other comics that I also have planned to do. That's why I kind of want to get these ones out. So I want to do this, and then obviously it's Pray for Love, City of Clones, still the Merchant of Ignatius, Kill Heroes, like those comics I still want to finish. City of Clones though, I just did like a one shot for that, so that isn't really that pressing. Like if I decide not to continue City of Clones, like it can just be a one-time thing. Pray for Love, I actually do want to continue that series because it's a quite short-ish series, but I want to turn it into like a 40 episode length, like, you know what I mean, like series type thing. So I think that's pretty cool. Because it first started off more like a slice of, not like slice of life, but like more of a short kind of almost comedic type thing, but it is horror elements in there, and so like I feel like like the length is not doing it justice. It has to be actually a decent amount of panels in the episode to actually increase suspense, and I feel like momentum with some scenes and stuff like that, so I feel like I have to do that. But yeah, we'll figure that out when we get there. Right now, just focus on finishing GXT, which is this comic, and then we're gonna finish. Actually, you know, yeah, then I think I'm gonna go back to Killer Heroes, finish that. And I was thinking, obviously, you know, revamping Killer Heroes. I think I'm not gonna revamp right now, because the reason why I was revamping this was to create my book, you know, my actual physical book for Killer Heroes, because I wanted to see actually how that process works really. But I'm thinking, put that on hold, finish Killer Heroes, then we move on to the Merchant of Ignatius, and you see Killer Heroes is done. So then the only thing I wanted to revamp was season 1. So then once season 1 is revamped, I just have to convert season 2, because there's only 2 seasons, so I just have to convert season 2 into book format as well with season 1, and boom, we have our book. So I feel like that's why I want to complete Killer Heroes. Once it's done, it's gonna be easier because everything is done already. I just have to convert it into like traditional book form, and yeah, then we just do that. Once that's done, Merchant of Ignatius is there. So in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'll try and finish up Merchant of Ignatius as quickly as I can, because that's also only 2 seasons, not really long. Boom, Merchant of Ignatius done, and now we can move on to Pray for Love. Once Pray for Love is done, we can move on to maybe City of Clones. But I was thinking, for City of Clones and Pray for Love, these 2 comics, I was thinking of getting someone else to do it for me. I was thinking of just storyboarding, doing the rough, you know, the roughs for it, and then just get someone to the finals, you know, to just clean it up, do the finals, and then yeah, I think that'll be a smart idea. And those comics aren't also that long, so you know, I feel like it's pretty good to get someone else to do it. And then yeah, then I have more time to focus on my own shit. And then obviously in the future, there's also a few animations I plan to do. Just another thing. And those animations are going to be, because remember there's that, I don't think Tolt knows, but basically there was a studio who approached me to turn my webcomics into an animation. Do you remember what music you used for Merchant of Ignition's trailer? I always wanted to ask. What music I used? Fuck, I don't even remember, bro. Was that the Merchant of Ignite's Season 2 trailer? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. I can't remember. It was from some like music site. For it had like epic soundtracks and stuff like that, if I can remember. I think it was from. Can't remember, but it was from. What were you saying about the animation? Oh yeah, the soundtrack. I wasn't sure where I got it from. That's what I was saying. It's from like one of those. It was free, free royalty, like royalty free music. From like I can't remember which site it was from, but I think maybe yeah, I think that's. Can't remember where I got it from actually. Like drawing a blank here. But anyway, yeah, that's. I don't know. Do you want to use it? Pretty sure you can. It's like royalty free. But that's. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I want to do as well. I want to create a trailer for this thing as well. For GXT, I want to create a trailer for GXT basically. I wonder if I should get Jess to voice something again in the trailer. Should ask her. Well, I'll first, just script the trailer out. Just figure out what I need to do for it. Oh, you wanted to make an epic trailer for Nuttyland? Fuck, dude, I don't even know. Actually, wait, let me double check. I have the files, you know what I mean? So let's have a look. We go to Blender, yes. Webtoon. I know it was I did that in Blender, so the Merchant of Ignition trailer. Here it is. Okay. We have the render. Ooh, maybe it's in the YouTube section. Could be. Could be in the YouTube section. Soundtracks. Oh, is it this? Hold on. Oh, that I used for Kill All Heroes. But that's also a pretty good one. That is by... get the artist here. This one is by Ivan Shipilevsky. The Time. That's it right there. Let me see if I can find it for you. This is a pretty good one. I used this for my Kill the Heroes trailer, actually. This was actually a good one. We can check this one out as well. Oh yeah, there's it. Found it. Oh, it is Tune Tank Music. Um, I'll drop a link for you, Told. I'll drop it for you in the chat. Tune Tank Music. Just head over to the channel. They have a whole bunch of like themes and stuff, so you can go through this. They have a lot of stuff here. And I think let me just double check here. I think what you have to do is it is copyright. You're free to use the song in only in any of your YouTube videos, but you must include the following in your video description, copy and paste. So if you go to the description of whatever song you pick, um, you have to copy and paste that underlined thing within your YouTube videos or wherever. Obviously, if you post it on Instagram or wherever else you're gonna post it, like it doesn't really matter. That part doesn't matter. This is only if you post it on YouTube, really. So like you'll have to like just check the description for the instructions they leave here. Uh, they also leave like instructions for like how to release copyright claim. And this happened to me a couple of times where actually it got claimed, but then you can go to their site and you can actually you can release the copyright claim as well. Um, you just have to follow the instructions and exactly like what they say here and whatever. So that's what I did and it worked. I gotta actually go through that again because I'm gonna make another trailer for this comic, and yeah, I'm gonna have to obviously figure out how I did it the first time. There we go. Thanks, James. No problem. No problem at all. It's all out there. And music, YouTube also has their own copyright-free library as well. If you need more music, yeah, there's a whole bunch of tracks to choose from. You can even search by theme, like if you want more of an aggressive track, ambient, like more of an ambience type track, more epic track, like a revenge track. Like they have like all those type of categories. So you can definitely find something that will fit what exactly like whatever you're going for, you know. Or did the music stop? Yeah.
Yeah, hate that I do this, never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. Or dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get back into the trailer game, man. It's been a while since I created an animation. I missed working on animations. It's been so long since I've actually worked on it. I mean, besides actual animation work, you know, for my job, but like my own personal animations, it's been so long. I haven't worked on one in a while. What do you use to rig the animation? Most people use After Effects. Oh, you want to know like what I use to rig the characters and stuff? I use Blender. I used Blender to create that, and I'm pretty sure Blender's free, but I don't know. Like for someone like me, it's easy, but I don't know about you. How it's gonna work for you? Excited to see the trailer from you? Yeah. Yeah, this is no the new trailer is gonna be actually not like the. It's gonna be more so like the Kill All Heroes one where it's actually like animated. You know what I mean? Like it's not actually like still poses. It's not actually like just moving poses. It's actually animated, so that'll be cool. But yeah, I used Blender, and what I did in Blender was I used the grease pencil tool because they actually have 2D tools within Blender. So they have like 2D animation tools within Blender, and I drew everything in Blender, and then I used the bones for the 3D aspect of Blender, and I rigged basically the 2D stuff with the 3D rigs, and that's how I got that effect. But you can do the same thing in After Effects. I mean, yeah, you can also rig it in After Effects, it's no issue. Or you can even just you can do it in like whatever software. You can do it. I'm pretty sure you can do it in what do you use, like Clip Studio? You can't rig anything in Clip Studio, but you can download, you can actually like separate the elements within Clip Studio that you want to move, and then just bring it into your video editing software, and then just move those specific elements. You could do just stuff like that. So like for instance, if I want the hair maybe to move separately from the body, I would draw the hair on a different layer in Clip Studio, and then bring it into the video editor, and then just rotate and like move the hair, since it's a separate thing. I think that way might be the easiest way for you, to, unless you actually know how to unless you're actually willing to learn how to animate stuff, like I don't know, unless you have experience with After Effects. I mean, then it doesn't really matter what I say. You can actually just go in there and do your thing, if you know how to animate or do that type of stuff already. Can I get this here? This guy's here, correct? Yeah. So it's a quick way to do it without learning new programs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do it in Clip Studio as well. Like, because Clip Studio has a timeline, so I'm pretty sure you can like maybe select a layer and then rotate it or something in the timeline or whatever, right? I'm pretty sure you can do something like that. Pretty sure Clip Studio has like basic like 2D animating tools and stuff. So maybe, I haven't checked it out, but could be. Boya might know. I don't know. Boya might actually know. But because Boya has animated, I think using Clip Studio, so she might actually know about that. But do you remember it was difficult to create access points? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how do you create access points in Clip Studio either. But like I said, you can still create it in Clip Studio and then just bring it into, you can just separate the parts you want to animate and then just bring it in as like separate PNGs into like your video editing software as well, and then also rotate it in there. Like that's also another easier way to do it. So whatever video software you use, you can just do that. Oh, it's 11 o'clock already. Jeez. Why do I have to sleep, bro? Why is sleep like a thing? Why can't I just like not do that? Such a dumb thing. Why does body need a rest? Why? Why? For who? Just let me cook, man. But you know, that's just it. That's just how things are. Let me see. The only reference I have of this chick is over here. Because I kind of just came up with her on the fly. I just realized how big I made her boobs, which is, it's good. It's good for the fan service. We always need abs and big boobs. That's perfect. Okay, it's what's her face looking like? Okay. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm thinking like for maybe in Clip Studio you can also just like select the stuff in it, so that I might draw her. I was thinking of doing fan art for the Discord people that joined the contest. Hey, nice. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's actually something I can do actually. Maybe tomorrow for Art Jam I do some fan art. Extend the jaw a bit. Maybe that could be a prompt for tomorrow. Yeah. Actually, the last... I don't think we did the last prompt. The last prompt was we were supposed to build a map for like Discord. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what mood Yuning is in tomorrow. She's in a actual like productive mood for the RGM prompt, or she just like, nah, do what you want, you know what I mean? Where's the... oh, there it is. Go. I just realized that her hair is actually gonna be a pain to draw. I don't know why I did this to myself. Her hair, like I have to draw her hair. You know. Oh, what the fuck? What did I do? Just move that thing. Oh. Yeah, it's much better. Actually, let's just move this over here. There we go. That's much better. Fuck, can I do that? I'm just like switching between them like an idiot. Yeah. Put on about here. Also, her head looks way too big here. But I can just scale it down. After I do this shit. There we go. Something like that. I think I'm just gonna make it go out a little bit. Yeah, I think something like that. Uh-huh. Got this like this choker on. boobies are gonna kind of float up a bit because of the kind of like this pose that she's doing. What would be around about here? And then a gi would be maybe something like this. Yeah. Something like that. Okay. But I gotta head off soon anyway. I'll probably just finish her up and then we'll head off. I just want to see what she's gonna look like. And then tomorrow I can just finish it up again. Okay, and her arms kind of. Okay. Oh yeah, she has that waist thing. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna push up her boobs because it's a bit tight around her waist. So this isn't a kind of pop up here. Sense. And then she has kind of a skirt thing. She has a like kind of a shorts underneath, yeah. Did I actually capture? Let me see. Yeah, I didn't see do the bottom of a. I was thinking like. More of like a taekwondo type thing, yeah, or like a karate thing, like with the feet. So she has like a guard, like some sort of guard thing here, right? And then it kind of the feet people are gonna, you know, that fan service group is just they're gonna go nuts because I'm gonna obviously give her feet because she has like this guard on, which is like barefoot, but she has like this kind of like karate type guard on her foot. Know what I mean? But she is gonna be bare feet. She never bare feet out there. I don't think you're gonna see it here though. Yeah, he's gonna block it, so I don't have to worry about it. But in her character design, she does have that. So we don't have to worry about that right now. Audience will have to be blue balled until that comes out. Next thing you know, there's gonna be fandom. There's gonna be there's gonna be a feet art for this character. Here's the hand, and then just want to throw the wrist thingy. The what do you call this? Like a spike bracelet. It's like a spike bracelet, huh? Yeah. I'll just line up these stuff a bit better. Finalize. And just try and get an arm. Would arm be over? I think it would. Yeah, I think it would be something like this. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Boom. That's gonna look pretty cool. Be something like this. Is that within the boundaries of the? Where's the? That is in the boundaries. Yep. Okay, good to know. Obviously, we gotta get this guy's firewall in there. We're gonna get his firewall in here. I think that's gonna look pretty cool. I think this character, she's starting to get better. Every time I draw her, she's getting better and better. Which is what we need, because, you know, it's for the fans. It's for the fans, guys. We gotta make the girls look real good. Okay, I basically have my new thumbnail, vertical thumbnail, which I have now for my comic. I just have to finish this up and we're all good, but I'm gonna end this here because I'm getting tired. So unfortunately we have to end it. If only there was a way I could stay up, I would power through this shit, but that's just not gonna happen. Okay guys, let me head onto my end screen. There we go. I appreciate you guys for joining. I'll probably see most of you for Art Jam. Yeah, and we'll see where we're at next time we start this theme. By then, you know what I mean, the contest still isn't over, guys. We have to wait on that shortlist and see exactly what's gonna happen from there. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, good night everyone. Good night Talt. Good night, who was here? Kingslayer was here. Good night you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream as well as everyone else. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone. Bye bye.